Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the United Way Forward, Manchester United versus FC Porto Europa League preview. This is a huge game. This is a big one. We travel to Porto, to Portugal. One of the beautiful cities, one of the beautiful countries, we shall say. And look, this has been recorded late, so if I'm acting a bit clueless, I do apologise. But yeah, look. There's no beating around the bush by saying like this is actually the big one. It's for Ten Hag, you know what I mean? But before we get stuck into the video, please do like the video. I'm trying to find the name of Porto Stadium. Hurry up. Please like the video, comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Much appreciated. Again, it is coming out late, so you can go on if you want. But there will be live watching on Thursday from 7:45 p.m. a little few minutes before the game, as always. But like I said, join us for the team news, all that sort of stuff, because this is big. This is probably big for Ten Hag than it is for Manchester United themselves. Because if he loses, I don't think I'll get sacked because we still have a match on Sunday. I don't think we'll sack him. But you know what I mean. The pressure will just be on, and the decision to sack him will make it much more easy for the club. But look, it's going to be an interesting one. It is going to be a very, very interesting game. It's going to be a tough game. I don't think it's going to be easy. We're 13th in the Premier League. Porto are second in their league. So, you can sort of see who's doing better at the moment in their leagues. We're coming into this on the back of a 3-0 loss to Tottenham, a well-deserved 3-0 loss. Could have been more, should have been more, to be honest with you. It has to be said. But look, what is there to expect in this game? What is there to be expected? Can we, with the pressure on us, can Ten Hag get us playing well? Surely Ten Hag knows. And I know he's coming out saying, I've spoke to these, and that, and everything's fine. They're happy to sick me, whatever. That's what they're going to say, Jill. They're not going to say, oh yeah, if you lose your next 2 games, you're sacked. They're not going to say that. The only time Ten Hag will find out he's getting sacked is when he's getting sacked, when they're sacking him. They're not going to say, look, Ten Hag, if you lose your next 2 games or don't win your next 2 games, you're gone. They're not going to say that. They're not going to say that to him. And even if they did, he's not going to say it. You know what I mean? Even if they were straight as they could, he's not going to quit and say it. But look, we'll start off with our team news, actually, and our form force, actually. So here's our form. Now, some might be looking at that saying, 1 loss in your last 5? That's not bad. Yeah, if you look at how we played, it's not great. We Southampton 3-0. We sort of started to play football from the 35th minute after Onana saved the Southampton penalty. Barnsley, good performance, 7-0. We should be beating Barnsley anyways, regardless of whether it was 1-0, 2-0. Should be beating them. Palace, 0-0. Poor. Struggle to find the back in there. FC 20, poor. We should be beating them. I'm sorry, but we should. And we lost against Tottenham, which was a deserved loss. Excuse me. But yeah, it's just not good enough what we're seeing from the club from the team at the moment. Before the season started, I was optimistic. I thought, what we were doing off the pitch, selling and bringing in players and how things were sounding and how things were looking, I thought, you know what? Next season will be a good season. This is the season, and we're 13th in the league. We, under Ten Hag, our European record isn't great. And we only have a point in the Europa League. And look, this is going to be our second game against Porto, but this is one of the games that, if at the start when we found out who we're going to be playing in the Europa League, I thought Porto could be a tough one. That could be one we could lose, and even Fenerbahce as well. them, especially the Porto one, that could be tough. That could be tough. So look, let's hope we can actually pull up our sleeves here and play a bit of ball and actually play well. You know what I mean? Because it'd be a gift. It would be a gift. It would be an absolute gift. But look, that previous 5 on paper, some would say, look, one loss in your last 5 is not too bad. Yeah, but we should have beaten Palace. We should go to final back now. We should be beating Palace in FC20. We should be beating Southampton in Barnsley. We don't, but we should be beating Palace in FC20. But we didn't. And even Tottenham, we should at least give them the run for money. Be a close game. A goal or maybe whatever. A goal decides or a draw. 3-0, and the way we lost that game. Like I said, if I was a Tottenham fan, I said at half time in the Tottenham match. I says, if I was a Tottenham fan, the only negative thing I'd have to say is how come we're not more than a goal. Obviously, they found 2 in the second half, but they could have found 3 or 4. You know what I mean? But look, if Werner wasn't so shit, maybe they could have. But he is shit. I don't care what anyone says. We lost that game, but come on. I'll argue anyone to the death. Same Werner's shit. Yeah, he's just not good. He's just not good at all. But look, a bit of team news. The City usual suspects. Euro was out. Shaw. Kobe Mainoo did travel with the side, so that's always good. Will he start? I don't know, because suppose he came off with a bit of a hamstring, but team he travelled with the squad. Mainoo was out. Malassi is out as well. So Mainoo not being out is good. It is good. He's travelled with the squad. Whether he be in the matchday squad will yet to be known. But the fact that he's with the team, travelled, is good. It's a big positive there. Because we can't afford any injuries in the midfield, at the back, up top. We just cannot. Look, I want to talk about this, man. I want to talk about this, man. Do you know what I mean? It's a Ten Hag Endgame here. We're back here again. We're back here again with the same old edit, talking about the same old man. The man who I've backed since he's came in. At this moment in time, I'm confused. I'm all over the place. I don't know what I think. I'm numb when it comes to Erik Ten Hag, whether I still want him to stay or go. I think if we sack him, my concern is who do we bring in, because there's not many good managers out there. I know some of Inzaghi is one that I've heard. Tuchel is one. Gareth Southgate is one. If you bring in Gareth Southgate, you better just bring back fucking Ollie. And that's saying something. I don't want Ollie back, by the way. I'm not one of them managers. Oh, Ollie ball. We want him gone for a reason. Come on. Seriously. That's like we sack Ten Hag, say, Monday morning. And then 2 years down the line, with the manager we have, Ten Hag says you come back and they're like, oh, I want Ten Hag ball back because, at least you won't throw it. We won an FA Cup and a Carabao Cup with him. As a fan base at the moment, emotions are high. There's fan channels clashing with each other. I'm not going to name who because I'm not that sort of person that's going to mention names just for views or whatever you want. I'm not that person. I'll be that person. If it's mentioned to me, I'll talk about it a few seconds and we move on. Not for 10 minutes. Yeah, they don't pay my bills. But look, we move on. But look, it's a shame. It is a shame because he's under pressure. His job was on the line. Like, these 2 games coming up are big. Like, they're big for Ten Hag. It's job defining stuff for Erik Ten Hag. And the fact of it is that this is not the first time we've been here where we've saying, these games coming up for Ten Hag are crucial. I think every game for Ten Hag now is crucial. Even if he survives these next 2 games and then returns from the international break, the game after the international break, it's a crucial game for Ten Hag. Every game for Ten Hag is crucial, and I think we knew, and I said it from when we found out he was going to be staying, that he's still going to be under pressure. We win a game, We lose a game, he's under pressure. We win a game in a poor matter, he's under pressure. We draw the game, he's under pressure. He's always going to be under pressure unless we start pulling results together convincingly and building a good bit of form and actually showing a good bit of style of play. Well, then people are like, right, we'll relax, we'll calm because he's not doing too bad. We haven't seen that, and I think I look at Ten Hag in some games, even games are winning, and he just does not games are winning, but games are losing and drawing. He looks. It not looks like he's give up. He's never. I don't think he's a manager to ever give up. I think he'll try his best until he gets kicked out the door or whatever. But at the moment, he just looks lost. He looks like he doesn't know what to do anymore. He looks like he's just walking on a fine line, and he is walking on a fine line. And I do like Ten Hag. And look, I wouldn't be surprised if you get rid of him, he goes back to Ajax or another club and does well. We could manage. I don't know. We could manage the Dutch team. I don't know. You don't know, but we could do well with another club. Manchester United, it's always been a tough job to handle. It's always been a tough job to handle. Fergie made it look easy, of course, but he's just the best manager that I'll ever, be part of football. No one else is going to be better than him. Yeah. Money didn't buy him success, Pep, just saying. But yeah, look, it's a tough one. It is a tough one when it comes to Ten Hag. And look, I could do an hour's video talking about what the hell's going on with Ten Hag, why this, why that. And look, if I sat here and said I want Ten Hag to stay or I want Ten Hag to go, someone will be like, why do you want him to go? Blah, blah, blah. And then someone will say, why do you want him to stay? Blah, blah, blah. So at the moment, I'll keep it to myself. But like I say, the performances are poor. And I think Porto, we probably have more chance of getting something out of the Porto game than we do out of the Villa game. The Villa game. This has been recorded after they beat Bayern Munich in the Champions League 1-0. Yeah, you know what I mean? And yeah, look, we'll focus on Villa when it comes, but this Porto game, it's crucial. It is crucial because if we go into this Villa game on Sunday with a loss, well, then you're thinking, but if we go into it a win, well, then what'll happen if a manager? What'll happen to a manager who's won one and lost one in the two crucial games? What happens there? Does he still get the sack? What's our aim? What is our aim? Top 4 and a trophy, or just win the Europa League and that'll get us into it? It'd be interesting to see what happens there. But look, I think you look at it again. The players, they like down and tilts. But I do think Ten Hag does have to take some of the blame for the results. Of course, he's the manager. He tells them what to do. But some of the players do look like they give up every now and again. It is what it is. But look, I'm not just saying it's the players' fault. It's definitely Ten Hag has to take most of the blame because he's the manager. I know this is a situation where people can argue, people can fall out because someone wants them to stay, or you think, why are you blaming on the players? Why are you just blaming on the manager? It's a bit of both, but the manager is always going to have to take the blunt of it all in the end. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not even the players take 50 and the manager takes 50. The manager has to at least take 90, 95%, and the players take the rest. It's as simple as that. But look, will we see a huge turnaround of performances? I don't think we'll see any spectacular football. I think if we manage to get a win in this game against Porto, it'll be. I think it'll be a scrappy one. I actually think it'll be a scrap one, penalty or something like that. Sloppy corner or something like that. I want us to play well. Someone asked me a question earlier on. Would you like us to lose our next 2 games just to see Ten Hag go? If I wanted the Ten Hag go, I wouldn't want us to lose our next 2 games because I love the club. You know what I mean? I love the club. I love the players. The manager. Even though they get on my nerves, you love the club. You love them all. So I'm definitely not one to say, oh yeah, I want this manager to get sacked. Even when I wanted Oddy to go in the end, I didn't want us to lose. I didn't sit there every time we conceded going, yes, lovely stuff. Oddy's out the door. No, I always wanted us to win. That Watford game, I think it was close to tears. cried when we lost against Liverpool 5-0, but I also cried when we beat them 3-2. So I didn't cry when we beat them 3-2. I was just over the moon that we beat them. But look, it's going to be a big one. It's a huge one. And look, can we beat Porto? The thing is, we actually can beat Porto. It's just whether the players have the mindset and we go out there with a good bit of style and we see something different. Will we see something different? Well, then, be stubborn and stick with what he has. Stubbornness can be his enemy though. Stubbornness can be Ten Hag's enemy. It can be Ten Hag's enemy, and hopefully we see something different. I don't think you'll see anything different formation wise. I don't think we'll see anything that. But players, what will he go with? In fairness, you go with his strongest team. Obviously, he needs to. He needs to go with his strongest team. But yeah, it's just how can we beat Porto? Look, go out. Dallo likes to go into the midfield. He likes to be an inverted fullback. Done that on Sunday, and look what happened. Van de Ven ran through. Like, we didn't even have anyone on the pitch. Like, someone kicked the ball to him in his local park, and he just ran through. Squared it to his mate on the other side, and he tapped it in the back, and he went celebrating like he scored against Manchester United in the Premier League at Old Trafford. Yeah, we need to be just a lot more tighter there. I like overlaps, not inverted. What's the point of having midfielders if you're going to have a fullback inverted in there? I know Dallas done it a few times and he hasn't done a bad job of it, but overlaps. We need overlaps. You know what I mean? There's no one better than having an overlap. I actually, that's the reason why I miss Luke Shaw for. Obviously, he's still at Manchester United, but he may as well be sold by this stage. But yeah, I want to see something different. I don't know what. I really don't know what. I just want to see us be a lot more aggressive, front foot, getting stuck in, like playing for the badge. Like, come on. Like, you're professional footballers, professional manager. Do something, please. Thank you very much. But look, we will move in and we'll talk about Porto, who are our opponents. They have 3 wins, 0 draws, and 2 losses in their last 5. They lost against Sporting 2-0. They beat Farense 2-1. They beat Vitoria 3-0. They lost a first Europa League game, 3-2 against Bodo Glimt, and they beat Aruca on the weekend by 4-0. So they need to win as well in the Europa League. We have a point more than them. They lost that game against Bodo Glimt. And it's gas. Like, the form is similar. Well, they have one more win than us, but I know draws, but a lot, it's an interesting, but look, they're doing better than us. Even though they have 2 losses, losing to Sporting is understandable. Bodo Glimt, yeah, okay. But the rest, no, easy stuff. Bread and butter. With a bit of team news for Porto, they will be without long-term absentees. Zaidu Sanusi, Ivan Marcano due to injury, while Otavio has missed the last 3 games with muscle injury and remains doubtful. However, Porto were boosted by the return to fitness of Arsenaloni Fabio Vieira, so he could make an appearance on Thursday since returning to the club in the summer on a loan. So look at Porto. They have a lad named Galeno. He's definitely a threat. Can Porto hurt us? Anything can hurt us at the moment. That's what I say about any team. You can hurt us at the moment. Porto have their threats. Galeno. Look, that he's one. He's one threat. He's probably the main threat. He's probably the main threat. He's definitely the main threat. I think anyways. But I really just want us to win. I really, really just want us to start falling in the back of the net. Galeno bagged one in his last match against Aruca. There's a few other lads that they have who are not too bad. Pepe, who's a good player. They're good players as well. Vieira, obviously, We know him from playing at Arsenal. So look, they have the Diogo Costa, who's the goalie, who's not too bad. So look, it's gonna be an interesting. It's gonna be interesting. But look, we'll go with predicted 11s. Here's what I think Ten Hag will go with. This is what I'd go with. Yeah. Look, you can't change the fullbacks because we have no fullbacks. Shaw Malacia is still out injured. So Onana in goals, the back four, Dallo, Martinez, De Ligt and Mazraoui. I was debating on making a change at the back, and that was to bring in Maguire and take out De Ligt. I just don't think he played well on the weekend, but look, that may still happen, but the fact that Maguire didn't play, wasn't in the team on the weekend because he was injured. Something happened in training, so yeah. A midfield of Casemiro, Ugarte and Bruno Fernandes. Obviously, Bruno actually, his 3-game suspension was lifted, so he'll be able to play in our next 3 games domestically. He would have been fine to play this game anyway, scored European. So, yeah. Again, I've seen some people put Casemiro and Eriksen. Legs is then what we'll be missing in the midfield if you play with Casemiro and Eriksen. Legs. It's going to be legs. They haven't got pace. Ugarte does have pace. Casemiro and Eriksen. There's no pace. I'll go with Bruno. He's never going to drop his captain. I've said it many times. Then I'm going to go with Rashford, Ahmad, and Rasmus Højlund. Look, there's no reason for Xerxes to be dropped. There isn't. Garnacho didn't play too great on the weekend, neither did anyone else, but I think he'll go with Rashford over, stick with Rashford. I think I'll Ahmad to switch things up. And Rasmus, like I said, there's no reason to drop Rasmus or Xerxes. Shows something different at least. Shows what will happen. Look, we could play Rasmus and it could be no different to what Xerxes would do. But I just want to see something different. I really want to see something different. I'm not saying let's play Onana up top and Rasmus in goal. Kind of different. But look, let's see what happens. We could play Mainu and Ugarte. You could play Casemiro and Mainu. Let's see what happens on Thursday. But this is what I'd go with. And I'd like to say on paper this team should do a good bit of business on the field on Thursday against FC Porto. But let's see what happens. But look, in terms of score prediction, and let us know your score predictions and predict 11 in the comments. Let us know what you think of my predictions as well. It's been in my mind for the last few days. I could have been biased and predicted a win. I could have been negative and predicted a loss, but I'll be doing that just to please people. But I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with me gut and me head. And I'm not the sharpest tool in the box. I'm gonna go with a 2-2 draw. I think it'll be another draw, unfortunately. That'll be 2 draws in the Europa League. But look, that's just what I'm gonna go with. 2-2. It's what me. I'm gonna go with me heart, me gut. I'm gonna go 2-2 draw. Is it a good result? Maybe not, but we'll see what happens. We'll see how the game plans out. I'm gonna go with Galeno and Pepe to score 2 for Porto. I'm gonna go with. Oh, am I gonna go with? I'm gonna go with Bruno and Rasmus. I'm going to go controversial. That's probably not controversial, but there we have it. But look, this has been the FC Porto versus Manchester United Europa League preview. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like the video, comment your predictions, and subscribe. Let us know what you thought of the video and my predictions as well. Don't be afraid to nag at me if you want. But look, what's going to happen with Ten Hag? Let us know and join us for the watch along on Thursday. Thanks, buddy, for watching. Let's hope we get the win. If you want Ten Hag, I want to lose. You're not a fan, go support Manchester City. And look, thanks, buddy, for watching. I'll speak to you all in the next one. Thanks for watching. Come on, let's get the win. Come on, the boys. Speak to you all.